And hello and welcome to another edition of Atlanta's Up and Rising, where we are taking Atlanta's very finest, honey, and bringing them to you. Without any further ado, honey, I'm going to let you know who I am right now. Y'all know I'm Demetrius Big Meats Taylor. And if you want to know anything about me and how I'm dishing my tea, honey, you can always find me at www.dishingtea.com. However, you guys know this has nothing to do with me right here. I'm going to introduce to some and present to others this young man who is tickling my funny bone over here, just the way how he likes to tickle the ivories on the keyboard and everything. And we're going to get right down into it. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I want to present to you the wonderful, this is Mr. Timothy J. Wilson. Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, Big Meats? Thanks for having me, man.
It's all good on this end. It's all good. You know, we're sitting up here down here in Atlanta, getting through all of the traffic and everything, and coming here to the studio, I was very, very, very impressed with your style. Automatically, you know, you come in well boxed. You got your keyboard, you got your stand, you got your seating arrangements. You come, you know, a pre-packaged, you know, ready to go marketable entity. You know, so having said all that, let's go into understanding Timothy J. Who is Timothy J. and what makes Timothy J. tick?
Timothy J. is you got me saying Timothy J. Timothy J. Wilson. I'm a hard worker, you know, singer, musician, songwriter, producer. I've been doing it all my life, playing instruments, you know, starting with in the church, of course.
Of course.
That have come before me. And, you know, made the move to this great city of Atlanta about 3.5 years ago, 2011, and just pretty much hit the ground running.
Okay.
Performing all over the city, you know, little 5 points. You know, I literally, on the second day I was here, I was down a little 5 points with my little street performance, because I felt like if you want to take the city by storm, you know what I mean, you know, just get out there on the streets.
Okay.
That was a blessing. That definitely was a blessing.
You see, that's that New Yorker in you, because if you've never been to New York, my darling,
heard that before too.
New York, honey, would take the subways by storm, baby. They would sit down there, they will set up, and they will entertain you one way, shape, style, form, or fashion, honey. And that there is a good marketing tool right there. Just to hit the streets and hit it up and running and all of that. And then little 5 points here. If you guys are not understanding little 5 points is a very RC part of Atlanta. It's kind of like how the Village is in New York. Very artsy, very, very, very eclectic, and all those who have any kind of anything are in that particular part of the city. And here, little 5 points happen to be that for us. So that's very good. On your second day here?
Yeah, I had done the research before coming, so I knew of some spots already, some open mics at that time. I had a list.
Lovely. Okay, see, when I came here, I've been here now for 7 years. So no, I was blind. I came here blind. Okay, nothing. I had not set foot on Georgia soil before I got here. So no research, no nothing. All I knew was Morehouse College, and that's it. Okay.
Wow.
But this ain't about me. Ain't that what I said? Anyway. Let's get into understanding you as an artist and a performer. Tell us a little bit about what makes Timothy J. Wilson the performer that he is. What is your music? What's your genre? Give me that.
The genre that I, you know, put myself in, because you have to, you know, sometimes artists can say, well, I don't want, you know.
I don't want to box myself out.
If you want to sell some records and for marketing purposes, there needs to be a target market, a target genre. So I identify with the R&B soul, of course, you know, that genre. But I love all different styles, jazz, gospel, hip hop, all different styles. But that's the particular style that when I'm writing songs, you know, that comes across probably more, is R&B soul. You know, growing up with so many great artists, listening to them, that is, from your Jodeci's, your Boyz II Men, you know, definitely being influenced, your High Fives.
You said high five, Chad.
High Five.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just had to pause for half a second because he said Jodeci, Boyz II Men, High Five.
It was we had so many groups, man. So many groups.
I'm 44, baby, so you know you have to understand when I'm ready for somebody to say Gladys, Aretha,
Earth, Wind and Fire. Yeah. Okay, so I'm have to go back just a couple
of years.
Right. Okay, Switch.
Oh, okay, so you're
There'll
trying to work me.
There'll never be another.
So you're trying to work me. Okay, wait a minute, what you know now?
Well, you know, as an artist, it's your duty also to do your research.
To do your homework, exactly.
Not only on
That's
the
true.
music that you came up with, because what happened was coming up with those groups. Then I started in New York. I used to be 98.7 Kiss FM.
Oh, get out, yeah.
And so they used to play oldies. So I
Yeah.
got into Peaches and Herb Reunited. That's when I started getting into all that, you know, and
You said
you know,
Peaches and Herb.
Delphonics style. And my dad was big into those groups.
Yeah, right,
you know,
right,
so
right,
he
right,
kind
right.
of passed that down, the love for those
Okay,
groups.
okay.
So pretty much. Then I have a grandmother. She had a singing group, gospel quartet style. So I had all different
you
angles.
just- right,
it
you
was
co-
like
okay,
the
you
church
hit
side,
it.
the R&B, the quartet. Then my brother was a big hip hop head, so I was bumping the Pac. I mean, it was
Okay.
like, and it was good though,
Right,
Because
right,
I was
right.
able to, you know, grasp something from every different genre. You know what I mean? So, and even just I had to say this, even with hip hop coming here, I came to Atlanta with Master P's model. That's who I was studying. So now you have an R&B singer that had been studying Master P's business model.
Right.
So I came to Atlanta with
Right.
over 1,000 CDs already pressed up with my own manufacturing machine.
Okay,
And
okay.
within 5 months of being here, I'd sold like over 1,200 hand-to-hand on the streets,
Okay.
just performing and selling CDs. So you got to hustle. Definitely got to grind out there.
Well, all right, and then he came in with his own machine. Manufacturing machine, okay. But I like that tenacity, okay. And in this business, let's get into the business of this. What is it that you feel, and I love asking this question, and you guys know I ask this question often. What is it that you feel is one of the most important, well, not one of the most, give me a few lessons of the business side of show that has shaped you to be the man that you are in this industry?
Oh man, I'll try to break it down to a few because there have been many. Actually, right now I'm reading Clive Davis's book. Right now,
okay.
Great book. I got a retweet from him actually last Thursday. I was reading it. It was like 3 a.m. and he said something so profound, and I tweeted about it. And the next day, so that was a big thing. But so many lessons. One of the main lessons I would say is that when you're getting into it and you're a teen, you don't have as good a gauge as you think you do on what will work and what won't work.
Get out of here, okay.
And
okay.
so,
okay.
you know, sometimes it can be a hard lesson. Years can go by. And let me go a little deeper into that. As artists, we so connected with the music. So you can write 50 songs. You may think that all 50 songs that everyone can be a hit, but your opinion is not so unbiased. You know, let somebody else come and say, well, those 32, yeah, but the other one, but the artist, you're like, but what do you mean?
Well, right,
All
those
50,
are the ones that I put my heart and soul into. This is the one that got the meaning.
And
okay,
so you
right.
can end up spending money putting maybe a couple of wrong songs on a project. That won't. It's like, I have a cookie analogy.
Okay.
Because in New York, there was a flea market, and I would bake 300 cookies a week.
Okay.
Chocolate, oatmeal raisin, and like sugar. Take them there, and I would play my bass and sing while selling the cookies for $1.
Okay.
So the most popular cookie was a chocolate chip. So it's like, if you're gonna be in the cookie business, make the cookie that you know,
it's
not
gonna
that you
sell.
think.
Right.
The one that you know. You know the chocolate chip is probably the most popular cookie, you know what I mean, worldwide.
Right.
So relating that to music, whatever kind of artist you are, your hip hop, your R&B, jazz, don't be so connected to it, especially if you want to make money. If you just want to do it as a hobby, do whatever you want to do.
Right.
But if you want to make money, allow yourself to be objective when you're listening to even your own music. Say, are they going to really feel this? Are the ladies going to love this song? So through the trial and error and the mistakes, I feel that now God has blessed me to have a better handle on that, where I can listen to something I can say, of mine, and say, nah, that one's not hot. And then listen to another and be like, I know they're gonna like this joint right here.
Let me go here with that, because how do you maintain that sense of business without it destroying your integrity to the work? Because oftentimes, as we know in this business, folks get caught up in a manufactured image, or get bottled down into contracts where they have to present this kind of thing and it's not them, and it's not the kind of music that they want to do, all because it's hot. Beyonce is hot, and if you pay attention, there have been a lot of people, because that's the mode. Now it's like everybody now either got to look like her, sound like her, had that syncopation that she's created or whatever, and now that has got to be the sound because that's what's hot right now. So how do you maintain your integrity and yet still, know how to, okay, I got the chocolate chip cookie?
First, I believe now through trial and error, here's the
okay.
transparency right here, that you have to really identify what is authentically you. What is really authentically you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because you can try to go in lanes that are not really you. You may be really truly R&B, but then you're trying to do a dance pop thing that's not you, and your fans may not react well to it, and then you go back to it and then they back. When you look throughout the course of history, there's artists, I'm not going to mention anyone because there's been so many, that they were in a certain niche and they just worked it. Now, they may not have been the artists that went on to sell the 10 and 20 million, records, but every time they came out, they went platinum. Every time. They could sell out Fox Theater every time.
Right.
And so you have a consistency, you know what I mean? And I think that's important for an artist to identify what is truly them. Not they seen somebody else and then they want to try to jump on that lane. Because the lane that may be hot today might not be hot tomorrow. And if you jump on that lane,
exactly.
you know what I mean?
Well, that's what the disco era was. When disco came, everybody thought because it's hot, we got to do a disco song.
Yeah.
And that wasn't for everybody. And I'm going to say this name because Aretha, her machine pushed her into that whole disco thing because she got a couple songs that was disco that it was cute, but it wasn't her. You know what I'm saying? And same thing with house music. We got Martha Wash, who is the house diva, okay, and don't really need to be in that particular genre because this is a belter. This woman can sing, okay. However, because she can do it very well, that's where it is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So having said all that, that there is where a lot of this, ends up where you really have to understand exactly who you are, where you are, and exactly what it is that you want to do. And I'm segueing into this. What is the message of your music when you're writing, when you're going to the keyboards and carrying on, and when you want to deliver a message? What is your message in your music?
Definitely, I think it all goes back to love. You know what I mean? And so I tend to write a lot about love, relationships. It's so many things that people are dealing with in this world. So I try to keep things to a place where they're gonna be uplifting in some way. You know what I mean? Because now you have artists out there that they specialize in, breakup songs and those kind of things, and more power to them. But for myself, I find that I just tend to, because I want people to look at love and relationships in the best. We got so many things happening in the world, divorce, you know what I mean? So
right.
You want to try to be the beacon light to show that things can work out and it can be good. So that's what over the years I've leaned towards, the subject of love, relationships. Have songs about other things. Having a good time. Your funky, dance songs. Because people want to do both. I've learned even through the market research too that even with the women, which is, a target, a market base that they want to be sung to in that kind of romantic thing, but then they want to dance too.
Right.
So you want to have both. You know what I mean? You don't have just a bunch of slow songs. Then you want to have a bunch of fast. Just a nice, good gumbo.
Let me ask this question. Because I notice that when we're dealing with the populace, that a lot of everything here is women-centered because there's more women on the population than men. But what is it as a male? How is it that you're able to speak to other men? What is your message to other men in your music? Or have you made that your focus because you talk to women and love songs here and there, this, that, and the other?
Well, here's the thing. I want my lyrics to be what the men can then. I'm gonna give them words to say.
So you want to be the voice for the man.
Yeah, so
okay.
I speak to a woman and then say, here you go, my brother, take this, use this tonight. You know what I mean? Use, you were born for you, use this song. And so that's a way that I feel that I can speak to both, you know what I mean? To write the lyrics that the guy is gonna want to say, to his wife, his girlfriend, so.
Okay, jump off or whatever. Okay. Yeah, I said it. Okay. Let's go here because In this particular industry, and this is where it gets a little that way. Here's another one of these questions I know I love to ask. The business is known for sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Mm-hmm. In your coming into this industry, how is it that you maintain your dignity and keep yourself intact? Your personal integrity. Mm-hmm. When out performing, gigging, and looking to go to that next level. To be the national success and to be all of that. How is it that you're keeping yourself intact?
There's one answer. Well, the main answer for me is just keeping God first. Mm-hmm. That's the main answer, because anybody can go crazy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nobody's exempt from being able to get out there and just, lose their mind, per se.
Right.
But I feel like coming into it, it's important for me to keep, definitely God first. Always, the background, coming up with keeping God first. And then you have to be focused. So that's, the greatest thing that I can do is keep God first. But then even in the industry, you got to be focused. You got to have goals. Because when you have goals, you're very protective of your goals.
That's right.
When you have a vision, you're protective. So it's one thing for me to say I keep God first. But then in the natural realm, you got to have the vision, and you got to protect your vision. When I say that one day I'm going to be headlining at Fox Theater, it's one thing to say that, but I'm willing to put in the work to get there too. So it's keeping God first. Have a vision. Write it down and stick with it, and don't let anybody deter you. Family, friends, because when you're on this road, not everybody is gonna want to see you succeed. Even sometimes those closest to you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But you just have to really stay focused, and you got to see yourself there. That'll help you too, because you can keep yourself out of a lot of things when you say, "Nah, I know where I'm going. I know where I'm headed." Remember there was a commercial back in the day. Calvin was working at McDonald's.
Okay, right. You ain't gonna work me for Calvin at the McDonald's now.
I think it was like a brownstone in Brooklyn.
Yes.
And so, the boys was hanging out on the block or whatever, you know what I mean? But Calvin, I think the message from that commercial, is that Calvin had somewhere he was trying to go.
Right.
McDonald's was just, a stepping stone to get there. But he was being diligent at going there. Calvin's probably a lawyer right now.
Right.
They should do a follow-up McDonald's.
I would tell you to say, get out of my head, get out of my
They
head.
should do a follow-up McDonald's. McDonald's, if y'all use that, with camera. If y'all use that, I need my royalty check from that.
Okay, right, okay. Well, you know what? Let's do this, because I'm going to let you get over here and sing for us in just a few moments. But before we do, let everybody know where they can find you, find your music, find your products, what's the latest product, and carry it on. Give it to them right there.
Definitely. Once again, Timothy J. Wilson's name. You can go to www.timothyjwilsonmusic.com, and then on Twitter and Instagram, it's @TimothyJWMusic. Once again, that's @TimothyJWMusic. You can see I've done this a lot.
Okay, right. You got to work that J. Honey, thought about that J. Honey, that's what that got me. Honey, Timothy J.
The J.
Okay.
Oh man.
Okay, now before we do this, I want to say thank you for coming on.
Oh, thank you.
And you're just such a delight, And then you got the little New York thing going on, and he's very well spoken and very elegant, and I love all that. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to let you go ahead on and do your thing, and ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I want you to enjoy the musical stylings of Mr. Timothy J. Wilson.
Born for me, yeah, girl, born to be my queen. If your dad never met your mom, then I would have had to live my life alone. You were born for me, yeah, girl, born to be my queen. I'm forever grateful to your dad and mom for bringing you into this world. This beautiful love we share goes farther back than us. Back to 75 when your mother got off the bus. Your father just so happened to be driving by. Thought he'd be charming, lift his arm and wave high. Your mother looked around, making sure it was for her. When he stopped, got out and began to walk towards her. When on their first day later on that night, married 8 months after, then had you their first child. You were born for me, and girl, born to be my queen. If your dad never met your mom, then I would have had to live my life alone. You were born for me, girl, born to be my queen. I'm forever grateful to your dad and mom for bringing you into this world. I'm so grateful to God for making you for me and bringing us together these days I dream to see. Wondered how it would feel face to face with my soulmate when I know it was you after just one date. I love you so much, but the amount I can't express. No other girl has brought me this level of happiness. Just being yourself, loving me like God. Girl, you're the beat that moves my heart. You were born for me, yeah. Girl, born to be my queen. If your dad never met your mom, then I would have had to live my life alone. Oh, yeah. You were born for me, girl, born to be my queen. I'm forever grateful to your dad and mom for bringing you into this world.